and corruption. With the fact that after the revelation of their crimes, Ren Juefeng committed suicide.
下面由赵岩先生继续介绍那个大连访民王春燕的问题。
And finally, let's invite Mr. Zhao Yan to further introduce to you the details of the petitioner from Dalian, namely Mrs. Wang Chunyan.
麦克风给我，他就在那说话。哎，歇一会儿，谢谢。
继续发言。
因为这个稿子呢，这个是昨天刚定下来修改，那个要发出来的啊，大家提议嘛，我们都民主，李焕军和钟国伟先生呢都有这个做过修改啊，非常感谢他们。
The speech was prepared yesterday because of democracy, including Zhong Guowei and Li Huanjun. They all have input on this statement today.
那我接着来。大连访民王春燕的问题是，在抢夺其房屋的开发商被抓，和以虚名注册企业从王春燕家房基地附近拿走5.8亿资金的薄熙来的好友大连金州开发区书记徐长元。
The case of Dalian petitioner Wang Chunyan is because the developer they grabbed the land and set up a pseudo enterprise trying to take the property from Wang's land, which is worth of $580 million in Dalian, a development zone called Jinzhou.
开发区。
In a development zone, yeah.
书记徐长元在其腐败事发后
The secretary, the zone development party secretary Xu Changyuan
在国家没收其2700套房子和100亿人民币。
And China has already nationalized the zone development secretary Xu Changyuan the wealth of more than $10 billion, including 2,700 properties.
的情况下，大连市委市政府依然不肯把抢夺王春燕的2处1000多平米的房子和财产还给他。
Under these circumstances, Ms. Wong, who were nationalized by this party secretary, and the party secretary has been sentenced, why should the property from Mrs. Wong should not be returned? That involve 多少
2处1000平米以上的
Okay,
房子。
that includes a two property, roughly 1,000 square meter.
难道大连还是薄熙来在掌控吗？
Bo Xilai is in jail, so is it Dalian still under the control of Bo Xilai?
王春燕家破人亡，
Now Ms. Wang Chunyan has lost her family and has lost all her properties.
在佛罗里达因错误地拦到了川普总统的夫人美拉尼亚和习近平主席的夫人彭丽媛的车队。
And in Florida Mar-a-Lago, because Ms. Wong has petitioned wrongly to the First Lady Melania and the Chinese First Lady Peng Liyuan.
告一状，
She tried to send a royal petitioning at that time.
这些深渊的行动
All these action
无法得到大连市委市政府的重视，
all these royal petitioning actions still have not been paying attention by the Darlands government and its municipal governments.
据辽宁的官员们说，
According to officials from Liaoning,
习近平主席您也过问过王春燕的案子，
President Xi, according to them, you has inquired about Wang Chunyan's case,
要求依法迅速的解决。
and you urge her case to be resolved quickly and according to law.
大使馆的官员也曾试图通过侨社联系王春燕，
And the embassy staff in D.C. has even tried to connect Ms. Wang through community leaders in town.
但是王春燕不懂得向当地大连市政府的官员进行潜规则行贿，
But Ms. Wang refused, and she do not know to use the underground dealing method, trying to buy the local officials.
也不懂得外交系统的外交腐败的猫腻儿。
And she also don't understand the corruptions inside the diplomacy circle.
因此，他的悲剧依然继续。
So her tragedy remain and prolong.
黑龙江的访民孙进喜先生，
A petitioner, Mr. Shen Jinxi from Heilongjiang,
他曾经是在中国对苏联珍宝岛反击战的所谓的国家的战斗英雄。
he was once the national hero in a battle in Zhenbao Dao between the USSR and China.
在改革开放后，自己投入了500多万元，开办了一个川味大酒店。
After the economic development plan, he invests $5 million to set up a hotel.
他所应用的房子是自己买的私产，
The property is himself. He bought it by himself.
仅因这个房屋的还贷，
For merely the mortgage of the property,
还差5万元人民币。
he still owned the bank that 50,000 yuan.
牡丹江市法院系统的腐败法警，
And the court officials from Mudanjiang
法院系统的法警，
and who is also corrupted from the legal system.
而且是临时法警，
And he's also a temporary clerk from the court.
勾结开发商，
Colluded with the land developer,
私下伪造
and
法院文书，
under the table they perjury a legal document
未经审判，
without any legal procedures,
直接下法院裁定，
and the court hand down the ruling,
将孙进喜已经升值的
and they take away the property from Shun, who has already has add-on value,
房产
the total property,
和经营非常火爆的酒店，
and the hotel that he has successfully managed.
联手抢劫到他们的手中。
They grab the hotel to under their belongings.
孙进喜先生现在坐着轮椅
Mr. Sun is under wheelchair.
来到美国，
He is now in the United States.
长时间的在联合国请愿，
Outside the UN compounds in New York, he petitioned.
十几天前，他也曾经出现在中国大使馆官邸秦刚家门前。
He appeared outside the Ambassador Qin Gang's residency around 10 days ago.
他的案子是非常荒诞的，未经法院审理判决。
His case is totally ridiculous and without any proper proceedings from the court.
就被抢劫了，
And he was robbed
成为黑龙江的一个政治笑话。
and become a scandal of the Heilongjiang's legal system.
下面是我的案子。
Now is Zhao Yan's case.
我在1990年，
In 1990s,
作为东方集团的这个创业的原始股，
as a initial IPO company's stockholder in a Oriental listed company.
在公司外欠9000万外债的情况下，
At that time, the company has a debt of $90 million.
我借款数百万元，
I ask for a loan for a few $1 million from the bank.
创办了我们企业集团的糖果公司。
And set up a 糖果公司。
糖果对，
And set up a candy company for my group, the Eastern Group.
因为那种糖果会在嘴里跳舞，
Well, because that candy that when you eat it, it looks like dancing inside your mouth.
非
You
常
feel that.
新奇，非常新奇。
Well, it's very revolutionary.
那么在短短的不到1年时间内，
Less than shorter than a year,
我就为公司创造了2.6亿的利润。
I have my group a profit in less than a year,
2.6亿，
$260 million profit.
把公司的外
Oh,
债，
sorry, it's $2,600 million profit
把公司的外债还上了，
and pay back the debt.
又送公司成为中国第一家上海沪市的民营企业，就是集体企业。
And then bring back the glory of my company as one of the civilian-owned company listed in Shanghai.
当年的一家上市公司变成了7、8家上市公司。
And one listed company in Shanghai eventually turned into 7 and 8 listed company because of me.
但是，当年拥有112万股权的东方集团的董事长张宏伟，
But at that time, one of the stockholder, Mr. Zhang Hongwei, at that time he has 1.12 million share of the company.
心却黑了，
Well, his heart turned dark.
他剥夺了我的近10万的股权，
He stripped away my
10万
he stripped away
原始
my
股权。
he stripped away my 100,000 share of the initial IPOs.
他现在是拥有数千亿人民币的
Now
巨
Mr.
富，
Zhang has more than
巨富，
now
数
has
千亿。
100 billions renminbi. His fortune is more than $100 billion renminbi.
我跟他是11比1，但我从上市1994年以后，至今1分钱没得到分红。
At that time, when the company was found, Zhang and I has a ratio of 11-1 of the share that we hold in the company. However, I do not have a dime until now.
他买通周永康、孙立军、傅振华等人。
Because he bribed Zhou Yongkang and Sun Lijun, the
公安部副部长
the PRC's national security vice minister,
傅振华等人，
and Fu Zhenghua,
对，
and others.
钟永康政治局常委，
And Zhou Yongkang is the one of the political bureau member.
他甚至买凶
And
暗
he,
谋杀我们东方维权股东的律师。
and he also tried to bribe a killer, a hitter, to kill the legal defenders that 帮你吗？
啊，
律师是谁的？
律师帮我们
Oh,
维
trying
权。
to kill the lawyers for us.
谋杀律师。
Yeah, and he trying to murder the lawyer, the legal defenders for us.
欺骗北京派去的调查我的控告的巡视组和督导组的人员。
And he provide false evidence to the investigative team from 北京吗？
北京
from Beijing, trying to look into my case.
说我的股票是我在美国印制的。
And they claim that the stock that I hold were actually print in the United States, which is they claim it is fake.
因为我后来在《纽约时报》北京分社工作，
All because I work for the New York Times as their Beijing bureau researcher.
又污蔑我是所谓的敌对势力和
And they
中央
frame me-
情报局工作人员。
And they frame me as the CIA employee and the anti-China counter-revolutionary combat.
我在国内起诉，要求法院对我的案子股权进行确权。
I sued the company inside China, asked for my justice.
但是法院剥夺我的诉权，
But the court
一直
not
到
accept my case.
一直到最高院都不给我诉权，4级法院不给我诉权。
including the high court, the 4 levels of courts inside China, they both refused to accept my legal pursuit.
诉权是人权的最后一道屏障。
Legal pursuit is one of the human right that we need to safeguard.
我
It is
算
also, legal pursuit is part of the basic human right.
我算是一个曾经拿过记者无疆界大奖的资深记者。
Well, I would say that I should become as one of the press freedom defender for the award that I obtained from Reporter Without Border.
我在中国都进不去法院的门槛儿，
Even for me, I cannot
Nah.
get into the Chinese legal system. They refuse to accept my case.
拿不到诉权。
I do not have any right to put my case in court.
可想而知，
And you can understand
中国大陆的老百姓他们在法律的面前会是怎么样？
And you can understand ordinary citizens inside China how their legal right can be cheated.
今天来的访民陈祥威，
Today, the petitioner you see here, 男还是女的？
男的，在那
Mr. Chen Xiangwei,
就因为他今天来参加这个会议，
all because he came here today for the press conference.
他的儿子和他的妹妹，我没说错吧？前妻，对不起啊，
His son and his ex-wife
于昨天晚上都被当地的公安机关软禁了。
was house arrested by local authority. 昨天晚上吗？
昨天晚上，
Last night.
几年前他在华盛顿拦车的时候也出现过这样的情况。
A few years ago, it happened on him that he tried to stage a royal protest outside. In front of the entourage of the Chinese visiting delegation.
陈树广先生，在座的陈树广先生，这几天他也先后不断的被当地的公检法机关施加压力。
Including Mr. Chen Shuguang, you see here, recent days he has, the local authority from China has erect pressures to him. That's including the police, the law, and the prosecution department.
3天前，我和陈树广先生还有李焕军在徐学渊家的终止公使徐学渊家门口请愿的时候，
3 days ago, we, Zhao Yan, Xu Shui, Chen Shuguang, and Li Huanjun staged a protest outside the Xu Xueyuan, the minister that we talked about before, outside his, we staged a petition outside her house.
经常出来用高音喇叭攻击访民的一个不愿意说出自己名字的使馆工作人员，
An embassy staff who used to attack us with a loudspeaker and refused to reveal his true identity,
直接就对陈树广威胁说，
this security guard and then threatened directly to Chen Shuguang,
法院25年没给你执行，
the court inside China have not resolved your case for 25 years.
胜诉的案子
You want to win?
现在正在制作执行书。
Now court is printing the verdict.
你敢去参加这个会议，不想要钱了是吧？
Dare you attend the meeting today? You don't want the money?
这就是中国现在大陆各地政法机构对现在在华盛顿访民的情况的所做出的方方面面的反应。
This is a reaction from China. Their response to petitioners in the United States from all around.
徐学渊在对陈树广做完假案后，
The minister staged a fake case against Chen Shuguang. After that,
10天前我们曾经有一次面对面在大道上的对话。
we have once a dialogue on the 哪个大道？
就他家门口。
on the avenue outside her residency. That happened 10 days ago. We have a brief dialogue.
我说你为什么欺骗美国政府？
I asked why you through the U.S. government
欺骗中国的外交部？
Decept the foreign mission of the PRC.
欺骗国家安全委员会？
And why you try to decept the National Security Council of China?
欺骗美国特勤局和
And
华盛
try to
顿的检察官
and
办
try
公
to
室
fool the Secret Service of the DC government and the prosecutor.
他明知道陈树广先生已经对他的造假案进行了录像，
And she understands Mr. Chen Shuguang has caught the evidence that all the accusation was fake, and then he's going to suit.
但是他依然疯狂的说，猖狂的说，
Well, but she still yelled, in front of us.
你们要想要钱就得老老实实的，大概意思啊。
You want the money, you have to be compliant with, roughly that's what she said.
否则就永远别想拿回你们的解决你们的问题。
Otherwise, no way your case can be resolved.
他把自己当成了中国的司法皇帝
She see himself as a
周
king
永康
of,。She see himself as a king of the China's legal system. Another Zhou Yongkang.
对，上述这些案子，
All the cases I mentioned above.
我们在此希望国家主席习近平先生
We hope President Xi
能够继续就访民，尤其是在海外的访民问题，做出新的关注。
and continue your inquiries to all the petitioners inside and outside China.
让你自己所倡导的公平公正的阳光照耀在每一个司法案件当中。
so that your efficacies of fair, justice, and legal under sunshine can be seen by all of us.
不要把在国外的访民当成国家安全的敌人和对手。
Do not frame us, the overseas petitioners, as the enemy of the state.
尽快的给访民恢复名誉。我们不是不法分子，我们不是暴徒。
Restore our name, our dignity. We are not enemy of the state, and we are not rogue petitioners.
但是每个人的忍耐都是有限的。
But everybody has its own patience.
我们不知道明天或者在未来，习主席来访问美国的时候，
We don't know whether tomorrow or in the future, when President Xi, you will pay for a visit in the United States.
访民们会不会再重新拦车？
Petitioner in the state, would that stage another royal petitioning to your entourage? We do not know.
或者创造出更新的向您告御状的方式？
Or would they create another more creative method to tell you the message?
但愿所有的问题都能够尽快的解决，
We hope all the issue can be resolved soon.
拦车的故事不再发生。
And the royal petitioning should not be happen were our demand resolved.
乔杰和陈树广等包括王春燕还有我艾芙蓉、金月花被打被攻击的故事不再重演。
And all the story happened on us. 金月花、乔杰、艾芙蓉 and 赵岩 all our suffering would not happen again.
有人说国家援助非洲每年几百个亿，你们这点问题解决不是什么大问题。
There was a saying that the nation has helped the African nation for billions dollar. No big deal for that. And then our cases is it's pretty small amount.
几百亿美金啊！
We are talking about hundreds of billions US dollar to aid the African nation.
你们要给国家以面子，给官员以面子。
Now you want to give faces to the nation and the officials.
那么我在此要说，当一个国家的公民
Then I have to say, when the citizen of a nation,
他的财产和房屋被抢，
yeah, his property and a house were robbed
被抢，
and forcefully confiscated and robbed.
人民没有尊严，没有在法律的保护下有尊严的生活。
When people do not have the dignity under the protection of the law and living dignitily inside a nation state.
政府和国家，包括官员们，
And the government, including officials and its affiliates.
怎么才能有面子呢？
How can you all have faces?
此致敬礼。
Regard and yours.
2022年
Yeah, the date,
9月7号，
September the 7th, 2022.
耶，那他还没来，我们就基本上那个，你要说广要说吗？要说广再说。对，那下面就是我们那个，那些访民情况，那个基本情况介绍有一下在你手里嘛？就是宁轩华他们都没来，这些人基本情况案子讲一下。做记者，
在那个
张伟，
张伟
对，那就马上就要张伟了。那我们下面这个先请这个记者对这个有关的案子呢进行 进行这个提问啊。张维进来了哈，
Now
那
is
下
the
一个
Q&A section for the
那
press.
张维先生呢，用这个视频，和宣读的办法给大家讲一下，今天还有没参会的访民，他们的这个基本情况，他们的冤情是什么样。好，有请。不是
那个
宣读那个
姓氏排名那个
排名的
姓氏排名那个那个东西
那个东西打出来了吗？不是，那个东西在哪？
在你电脑里。
在你电脑对。
这是他们的案情吗？
对对对。
就是你按顺序排名那个。不讲，就得讲。
就你一个人介绍就行。
读出来就可以。对。
So now for further introduction of the cases of injustice, what's all of these petitioners living now in the USA, but still were fighting for to get their justice. There are some other which there are such as cases we'd like to know, as we listed it into our. The petitioners into their list of the brief introduction about the cases, as of which was now mentioned by Mr. Zhao Yan. He'd like to beg me to make a brief introduction as shown on the screen with words you can see, and if you have the interest to get into the details, we can make a copy of that for you, such like, for example, most of them are out of real estates, like Furong, who was operating his hardware store and small hotel. It was forcibly demolished with violence by the Shanghai municipal government, especially with the cooperation of the district government and the street power, as a street government, in 2004, surely without compensation. Otherwise, the petitioners without carrying on their protesting and demonstrating in America further in front of the Chinese diplomatic premises, such like general consular and in front of the PC embassy. The lost money will suffer to a huge amount, such as in this case of Mr. Ifrong, or to hundreds of millions of Chinese yuan. It's amazing, and let's see that surely the personal injuries, such like being beaten, being violently violated, and being illegally detained are the normals, and the only new normals of these people suffering from the persecution, with violence, with the police power, and with the underworld mafia groups, the under instruction of the police in their towns and cities, such like and we see that all right, and you see that Cai Wenjun is another female petitioner. Because the detail is not in detail. We see that the husband of her younger sister-in-law, Mr. Zhou Fengfu, and her father, Mr. Cai Xinhua, were even persecuted to death in 2002. To our huge astonishment and anger. That is, as she was sent twice into the so-called reallocation for for reallocation with labor for a long time, which totals to a period of 2.5 years. And we also listed the petitioners made the contact methods this time uniquely with their phone numbers. There's their cell phone numbers. If you have interest to contact them, you can get this documents. You can contact them personally to interview them about their further details about what they suffered and would like to appeal to both the Chinese and American government. And yeah, that's a different kind of cases we are experiencing, such like in this case of a Mrs. Wenran Chen, is now also not a young lady, over 30 years, from Liaoning province in the northeast of China. Because of the bad quality of their gas pipeline, which resulted in the leakage and a unexpected fire or explosion, and the government didn't make any compensation. Petitioner from Taizhou City, Zhejiang Province, this is about his family business, which was violently robbed away from the, basically, I have another, businessman which is unscrupulously colluded with local governments a long time ago in 1990. And that's the legal representative of this family-owned operated company even experienced the death of their legal representative. Is I don't know if it's a murder or only accidents. He himself was listed as one of the main objects of the suppression by the Ministry of Public Security. That's headquarters of the Chinese police, and suffered a variety of suppressions such as beatings of Jinjuehua, real estate robbery without compensation. She was mentioned in their narratives of the moderators before in several cases. Li Huanjun, that's one who did manage to stop the car fleets of President Xi Jinping during his visit, his state visits in the year 2015-2017 in Washington D.C., and who was received even by the head of the official guards of President Xi, who made her promise to definitively solve her problem without any coming out. Her family members, such as her elder sister and her younger brother, were beaten by the police group and by the personnel on spot of forcible demolition with violence. Detained and kidnapped was also her elder sister, and harassed even into the school of her daughter, and her mother was even illegally canceled the pension and canceled with the house insurance. Li Shujun, senior woman, from Tianjin, which is also this is a metropolitan not far from the capital city of China, Beijing. And she was brutally beaten also by the police and the security guards for her employer, all resulting in multiple bone fractures on her bodies and severe loss of vision in both eyes and near blindness in one of her eyes. She still needs to work on crutches after now, who's now living in New York, so much I know. And from Liaoning province, Shenyang, a Mr. Ning, who was also brutally treated and the demolition they threatened the local government threatened him and his 89 years old mother with demolishing their roofs and stairs and cutting electricity and water is often used by the local government to illegally relocate so-called legal customers, not the legal habitants from their self-owned legal houses, rooms, and for him there's are a lot of valuable things as Chinese traditional calligraphy and paintings. He reported the loss of over 20 million Chinese yuan, generally resulting from the art schools he reserved. Mrs. Qiao Jie, as we already seen from the live talk with her, who's now lying in hospital waiting for an inevitable craniotomy operation with high risk of death even. Curious cases which you can or cannot imagine. The district in her city, Wuhan, from which the COVID-19 virus were coming out originally at the very beginning, from which we know the name of the city. It's about the land right, which was deprived from her by the illegal decision of the court. This also involves possible judiciary corruption. Wang Chunyan, many of her family members were beaten, were hurt, and even were assassinated with an axe. Was slashed on the heads of her father. Thank God his father didn't die, but his younger brother was beaten and even to death in the year 2014. And the body was thrown out of the train track. Her mother died in grief and anger in 2010 on her way to Beijing for further petition. She herself was illegally detained how many times? In Beijing and in Dalian for respectively 15 days, 110 days, and 30 days in Beijing. Zhongguowei, that's another history of being swindled by his counterparty in doing business, who colluded with high-level governors and judges to conceal important evidences and to surely through bribery. And interesting is in his case is that one of the high-level Chinese corrupt Chinese officials named Ren Xuefeng committed suicide, generally for I don't know if it's basically for his case or at the same time for many of the similar cases of even more amounts of illegal incomes in the year 2020. And that he is asking for, or is consisting with the loss of then at that time, that's in 1997, the direct loss of 20 million of Chinese currency yuan. Which is recently he could ask for more as yearly income, net, or in any kinds of in accordance with the kinds of calculating method to discuss them to today. How much money is? It should be much more than that. Let's see, that's the general information about all the people listed here as a part of the petitioners from China whose case of injustice have not been solved or even not at all touched by the Chinese local governments. Even some of them have did something such like trying to or have been succeeding in blocking the car fleet, such like the Prime Minister Liu He 3 years ago, and have been sending or already sent their appeals with the details about their cases to even the highest level, the highest authority, to the Secretary of President Xi, and yes.
可以了吧？
可以。
好，那下面一个程序就是在座的记者可以问，访民一些问题，他们的苦难，以及关心中指公使徐学渊在华盛顿的丑恶的这个表演啊，有些问题当时现场人都在这儿啊，王春燕啊、金月花都在这儿，陈树广是那个被打的啊，被那个打的那个徐学渊打和冤枉的这个中国公民。那好。
So that is a Q&A time for you, the journalist. You get any questions to ask the petitioners who experienced the violent persecution at the Chinese embassy, such like Mrs. Wang Chunyan, Mr. Chen Shuguang, Mrs. Jin Yuehua, who is now among the attendees of this conference. Any questions from you? Then they'll try to them.
自由亚洲那个马利克啊，我想请那个王春燕女士啊介绍一下，当时这个徐学渊公使给你做出这种竖中指的不雅动作的一些详情，还有呢问一下这个陈树广先生呀，就是说在你们的案子里面经常有说，他们这个你那个官司他们这个证据，他们这个证据情况，你能不能给大家讲一下他们如何伪造这个证据，或者如何把你的证据丢失，这种情况能介绍一下？
I'm Malika from the Radio Free Asia. I'd like to ask Mrs. Wang Chunyan a question of the situation of details as Chinese minister was giving you the middle finger, and same time like to ask Mr. Chen Shuguang the question about the evidences you gathered for your being attacked by Mr. Xu Xueyuan.
那天是那天是几号？我有点记不清。
10号。
10号呢？我和10号，我和金月花，还有那个艾芙蓉，我们那个还有赵岩，我们一起去那个到徐学渊家门前去了。当时呢，就是艾芙蓉在车里我和金月花就到他家门前，他就出来了。他本身他出来了，他可是倒车，他就顺过去，他就要走了。结果怎么样？ 他呢就出来就开车，我猫在他家那个树那个我那个就是猫着那个猫着我猫着他那个树。
你不要，他要翻译啊。
So, on August 10th, as I, together with Mrs. Jin Yuehua, we were going to the residence of the Chinese Minister Xu Xueyuan as we were protesting there. She was driving a car outwards, and by her driving the her car backwards, she was attended to hit us with her car, the back part of her car, and I was trying to by touching by patting or by with my hand on the tree, and I'm trying to.
我冒在那个树后面了，我就有一种直觉哈，他那个出来直接鸣笛儿，开着那个车就奔着我来撞我来了。
翻译。
And as I was hiding behind the tree, I have the feeling from the scene that she was driving her car to roll over us.
他就那个来骂我来了，他就下车就要打我，我就猫在那个树后面了。后来让他那个工作人员给他那个挪移开了，让他上车调过来呢，他又来骂我，就指着上车了，他就竖中指给我竖中指。
So as I was hiding behind the tree, and she was coming to me in her car and trying to get out of her car to curse me, and at that time, a member of the Chinese embassy came to her trying to persuade her to stop.
继续。
他给我竖中指，后来。
And she was giving me her middle finger.
后来他就上车了，上车给劝上车，他又过来了，走在路上我就警察给我赶到马路对面了。
And then she got on her car, and others persuading of the member from Chinese embassy. And then she tried to come again, and then I was driven away by the police to the other side of the road, of the street.
到马路对面呢，他就骂我，我那个他那个工作人员就拿喇叭就往我耳朵上整，我就蹬他那个台阶上来，一下子就把我脚崴一个大金包，他那个工作人员拿喇叭就往我耳朵上整那个警鼻声就刺我耳朵。
So her members from the embassy were using the megaphone and its extremely loud sound to put it onto my ear, and she was horning her car, and the sound of her horning was also very loud, and the sound from the megaphones of her members to my ear was also extremely loud.
后来我就把他那个喇叭给他扒了后面去了，我就搁那个底下，给他赶紧我底下钻着，我就给他弄，他就骂我，我俩就对骂起来。
And I tried to block with my arm the megaphone stretched to me, and I tried to make myself lower, and so that I'll escape. And then she was beginning to curse me, and then it's our cursing each other.
还有就是我是一个草根儿啊，是一个60多岁的老人，他派了那么多外交官，啊，30个人对着我一个人拿喇叭，就是对着我们。然后金月花也快到60岁了，我们都是老年人，他们都是中国训练有素的国宝。
So as a or as a 6-year-old woman, and being confronted with a strong young man, and also Jin Yuehua, my protesting mate, is also a woman of high age, and in comparison to the people who are well-trained security guards.
他们就是骂我的话哈，那个下流啊，简直就是他们就不配为外交官说的那话，太下流了，流氓都说不出来那样话。
And all these peoples, they are diplomats. Some of them are so-called state security cadres of the Chinese police. And the language they use to curse me are so obscene, and even the hooligans cannot speak out such dirty words.
更下流的是，有一个外交官比着生殖器对准我比邻，就这样的，这是外交官吗？流氓都不能这样，拿生殖器比邻我。
And even more dirty, and that's one of the diplomats who was using the gesture of showing his reproductive organ towards me. That's showing with this obscene, indecent gesture.
还有徐学渊啊，他是那个中国驻美国大使馆公使，是2号人物啊。他作为公使，能带领他的手下外交官骂出这种下流的话啊，真的让我难以想象。
And Xu Xueyuan, as second most important figure of the Chinese embassy, as a minister, and she and the people under her leadership as diplomats who could speak out such dirty words is totally imaginable.
我呼吁美国政府按照美国宪法给徐学渊以及打我们那么多的外交官啊，他都给我们立案了，请求美国政府给他们驱逐出境。
I appeal to the U.S. and American governments to expel Xu Xueyuan and the Chinese diplomats who were beating us for the American government has already established cases for us.
美国是以基督教立案的国家，是世界自由的灯塔啊！我相信那个美国能为我们中国这些在中国为人权迫害的这些所有的访民伸张正义。谢谢大家。
In the United States, is the country established on Christianity, and is the torch of liberty, and I hope that USA can do justice for us all. Thank you.
对，陈树广先生的被徐学渊攻击，正因为他被攻击，被徐学渊造假案，才有了王春燕、金月花、艾芙蓉我们几个人啊，那个一起来到华盛顿声援，才发生了刚才那一幕。所以陈树广跟这个王春燕、金月花、艾芙蓉，我们都是非常好的朋友。
Mr. Chen Shuguang was first of all attacked by Xu Xueyuan, and which leads to the later sceneries you have seen, and the Xu Xuanyuan's false accusation against Mr. Chen Shuguang made us to come to support him, and we, such like Jin Yuehua, Mrs. Jin Yuehua, Mrs. Wang Chunyan, and Mr. Ai Furong, we are all good friends for Mr. Chen Shuguang.
下面陈荣广给大家介绍情况。
女士们、先生们、记者们，大家好。
Ladies and gentlemen, dear journalists, good afternoon.
我是来自广东的访民，
I'm a petitioner from Guangdong Province.
我在中国受司法迫害，至今已经25年了。
It has been 25 years since I was persecuted by corrupted judiciary system in China.
我从2019年12月份开始，在中国大使馆门前，住帐篷，一直住到2021年10月份。
Ever since December of 2019 until October of 2021, I've been living in a tent in front of the Chinese embassy.
在2021年7月26日，美国的副国务卿舒尔曼去中国天津访问的时候，他们有个天津会议，他们达成了一定的协议，就把我在那个2021年10月7号，他就给我要驱赶我离开帐篷。 在2021年7月份，美国副国务卿舒尔曼女士去中国访问，在天津跟中国外长王毅进行了会谈。
In July 2021, the deputy of the state of the Department of State, Mrs. Sherman, held a conversation in Tianjin with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi.
中国政府就向美国政府提出了2份清单。 其中一份就是个别个案的清单，其中就说有美不法分子在骚扰、冲撞我使领馆。
And during this conversation, the Chinese side has provided the American side with a list of details, during which there's a sub list of registering, including me, as the lawful records as the illegal ones in front of the Chinese embassy in America.
美国国务院、美国白宫特勤局在2021年10月7日晚上要把我驱逐出帐篷，要拆掉帐篷。
The U.S. Department of State, together with Secret Service, would try to drive me away out of my tent in the evening of October the 7th in the year 2021.
我就向警察说，美国宪法第1修正案保护我和平请愿的权利，我有权利在这里住帐篷，进行和平请愿的活动。
I told the American police that the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protected my peaceful petitioning. I have the right to live in this tent to carry on my peaceful protest.
美国警察就把我逮捕，
I was then arrested by American policemen.
把我送进了监狱
I was
一个
sent,
晚上。
sent into prison for one night.
他们知道我的行为没有违法，所以他们没有起诉我。
They do know that my behavior didn't break the law, so they didn't make lawsuit against me.
10月8号，就是释放我第二天，我回到帐篷的时候，美国特勤局就给了我一张禁止令，禁止我5年不能去中国大使馆周边的地方进行和平请愿。
On the second day, namely October the 8th, the American Secret Service ordered, they granted me they gave me a restriction order banning me for 5 years of not being authorized to enter the areas near the Chinese embassy.
还有另外一个广东女访民蔡秀玲，她也是被发出了5年的禁止令，跟我一样，不能去中国大使馆进行和平请愿的活动。
Another Chinese petitioner, a lady, Tai Xiu-ling, just like me, was also issued such a restriction order of 5 years of not being authorized to enter that area for our activities of petitioning.
中国大使秦刚大使，他在2021年8月份上任的时候，不久他就向我们广大的海外侨胞发出了一个公开信。
Upon Mr. Qin Gang went to his position as ambassador, he sent to all the in America living Chinese a open letter.
他就说是为我们广大侨胞做好事、办实事、解难事，他是带着这个这个愿望和这个责任而来的。
In this letter, he wrote to us, all the Chinese living abroad, that he is coming with the concern of doing good deeds, doing actual deeds, and solving difficulties.
为此，我和蔡秀玲女士就一起从他秦刚大使上任不久，我就和蔡秀玲女士一起到秦刚大使的官邸向他请愿。
So after Mr. Qin Gang have taken his position as ambassador, I and Mrs. Tsai Xiu-ling were going together to his residency for our petitioning.
在2022年的6月25日，晚上6点多吧。
It's about 6 p.m. On June the 25th, 2022.
我像往常一样，我那天是一个人单独去秦刚大使的官邸请愿。
Just like usual, on that day I was going by myself, lonely, to residency of Ambassador Qin Gang for petitioning.
当时秦刚大使就在他的官邸里面打网球，
At the time, Ambassador Qin Gang was playing tennis inside his residency.
我就左手拿着高音喇叭，右手拿着我的手机，正在拍摄。
And I was taking video with my right hand holding my mobile phone and my left hand holding the megaphone.
就在这个时候，我很专注的看见拍着秦刚大使，没想到突然间，在我的右手边出现了一个女人。
As I was focusing on taking videos on Ambassador Qin Gang, suddenly appeared a woman at my right hand side.
她向我说：“你袭击我。”
She's telling me, "You are attacking me. You are attacking me."
我就转过头来向她说：“我怎样袭击你？我正在用手机拍着你。”
I then turned my head to her, telling her, "How can I attack you while I was taking video of you?"
这个女人突然间就伸手把我的手机抢过去，摔到那个马路那里。
And this woman suddenly stretched out her hand and snatched my mobile phone away and then threw it on the street.
当时我身上胸口这里还挂着这个一模一样的随身拍摄的录像仪。
And then I was using this recording device in front of my chest, just like I'm now showing you, the same one.
我当时一看就认出他，因为这个徐学渊公使，我在2020年的时候去中国大使馆请愿的时候，我在拍摄的时候，他就骂我是美国的走狗。
As I possibly have met her before, as I was protesting or petitioning in front of the Chinese embassy in the year 2020, she was cursing me, yelling to me that you are the minion of the USA.
美国的走狗。
You are the minion, or just like is familiar to many of them, the phrase which was invented by the Mao Zedong as the running dog of USA.
我就说，你袭击我，报警。
And I said, "You were attacking me, calling the police."
然后我就走到马路中间，把我的手机拾起来。
And I walked to the middle of the street to pick up my phone.
然后他就跟他的女保镖和秦刚大使的私人保安讲了一些什么话之后，那个保安就向我走过来，要来逮捕我。
And then she talked something to her. She talked with her bodyguard, with her female bodyguard, something, as well as talked with the security guard.
这个画面他们讲完，就是这个画面，他讲完话以后， 就
It's just this scene. What this screen is now showing you?
抢你手机嘛。
他抢完手机，他就跟那个保安一起，跟他的女保镖向那个美国保安说了一些什么以后，然后那个保安就过来
After
要
she
逮捕
did
我。
that on the screen, what was it showing? She talked together with her female bodyguard to this security guard something.
由于我不会英文，
Because I cannot speak English,
所以也听不懂他讲什么，
I
他也听不懂我讲什么。
cannot understand what this bodyguard, what this security guard was saying, and he could also not understand me.
我看见保安要抓我的左手，我就马上用我的手机拨打911求救。
As I was seeing that this security guard stretching out his hands to snatch my left hand, I took out my phone to call 911.
但是那个保安就又要抢我的手机，
But at that time, meanwhile, this security guard was trying to snatch away my phone.
因为我的手机是拍有徐学渊抢我手机的犯罪证据。
Because in my phone there is the evidence for the crime committed by Xu Xueyuan of robbing me of my phone.
徐学渊把我手机摔出马路，没有把我手机摔坏，让我的手机保存了拍摄他的犯罪证据。
Although Xu Xueyuan threw my phone onto the street, it didn't destroy my phone, so that my phone can store the evidence of crime she committed.
我就不能让这个保安把我手机抢走，把我手机的重要的证据给他销毁。
I cannot let this security guard to successfully snatch away my phone, so that together with it, my evidence of the crime of Xu Xueyuan should also be gone with.
保安就把我绊倒在地下，
And the security guard tried to stumble me down onto the ground.
然后就整个我就躺在地下，他就整个身体就坐在我的身上，
And I was lying on the ground with him sitting on my body.
而且他又抢我，我在打电话下给蔡秀玲和赵岩先生，他们都没有，可惜他们都没接电话。我想求助，
And I was trying to asking for help by calling Mr. Zhao Yan or Mrs. Tsai Xiuling, but they both didn't receive my call.
这个保安一直想抢我手机，
This security guard was trying to snatch my phone away.
他抢不到就不断的用他的拳头，还有手指来打我的后背，还有打我这里，那个肋骨这里。
While he did not manage to snatch my phone away, he began to hit me with his fists on my back, as also here, as I show you,
导致我浑身伤痕累累，
which made me being hurt, wounded around my body.
很可惜，我朋友帮那个蔡秀玲要做一个视频，但是 他赶不来，所以没有办法。这手机里面就有我受伤的照片，你们可以看一下。
It's a pity that Mrs. Tsai Xiu-ling, who's now making the editing of the video, the videos, cannot reach this. Is not able to reach this conference room now. But in this phone, I'm now showing you are the evidences as videos stored.
在我再次打911求助的时候，
That's why I was calling again the 911 for help.
这个时候突然间就有一个人拉我的右手，我回头一看是美国特警局的警察。
At that time, there was one person dragging my right hand. As I turned my head back, and I found that is one policeman of the U.S. Secret Service.
我就放下我的手机，让他就没有任何的抵抗，就让那个警察把我的右手放到后面，两个手都放到后面，那个保安就给我扣上了手铐。
And I then put most of my hands down without any resistance to let him to put both of my hands backwards, and then the security guard handcuffed me.
我
Both of my hands.
由于我不会英文，但是我向蔡秀玲学了简单的1-2句，我就用英文说 I don't know English, Chinese interpreter.
Because I don't speak English, in spite of that I learned a little bit English from Tsai Xiu-ling, so that I was saying
I don't know English.
I don't know English, Chinese interpreter.
这句话在特警局逮捕我的整个过程里面，这句话我讲了近40次。
During the whole procedure of arresting me by the Secret Service, and this sentence, I don't know English, Chinese interpreter, I repeated it. I've been repeating it for more than 40 times.
但在场的10几个美国特警局警察，一直没有向我提供翻译。
But the more than 10 of the Secret Service police officers didn't provide me with a Chinese interpreter.
这个时候曾经来了一辆救护车，来了2个医务人员。
And at that, meanwhile, there was a ambulance car coming with two healthcare professionals.
由于我不会英文，我一直请求警察给我提供翻译，他们没有给我提供翻译，那2个医务人员也走了。
And besides, I don't know English, and the police officers didn't provide me with a Chinese interpreter. Although I emphasized I need Chinese interpreter, these 2 healthcare professionals had to go away.
医务人员看见我那个外伤都是血淋淋的，但是他也没有跟我做任何的简单的治疗，什么都没有。
And the healthcare professionals didn't make any treatment, even simple treatment for me, although they were seeing me with my bloody wounds everywhere on body.
那个2个医务人员走了以后，警察就开始搜我身， 把我的物品扣留了，就把我放到那个警车里面。
After the two healthcare professionals went away, the police officers began to search me throughout my body. 把什么东西放在哪儿？
放到警车，
把你什么东西？
把我人送到警车。
and put him into the police car.
根据特勤局、国土安全局、国土安全局对特勤局调查刑事犯罪的时候，必须要提供合资格的翻译，但是他们根本没有向我提供任何翻译。
In accordance with the stipulation of the Department of Homeland Security to the Secret Service that when investigating they have to provide suitable interpreters, but they didn't provide me with interpreter.
我被关在那个警车以后，由于我浑身都是受伤。又让那个保安打了以后，我就出现了头晕、头疼、胸口疼、很闷疼，要吐、想吐。
And as I was locked into the police car, since I suffered the beating by that security guard, and I was suffering headache, ache in the chest, and dizziness, and the feeling of vomiting.
这时候警察才让我，怕我身体有什么特别的不舒服，他就让我从那个警车里面站到外面。呼吸新鲜空气。
At that time, the police officers were maybe fearing that I was suffering uncomfortableness, so that they led me to sit near the window to breathe fresh air.
这时候才来了一个特勤局的警察，他会一点点中文。
And at that time, then came a police officer of the Secret Service who could speak a little bit Chinese.
他就问我是否需要帮助，需不需要去医院？我说是，我很难受。
He asked me if I need help, if I need to be sent to hospital, and I answered yes. I feel very sick.
我去到医院接受检查，拍了 X 光，那个医生大约就说我没有骨折，但是没有帮我处理我的那个外表的伤痕，根本没有处理。
In being sent to the hospital, I have gone through the medical checks and X-ray, and the doctor told me that there were no bone fracture on me, but they didn't handle my outside wounds.
在医院的时候，我向这个特勤局警察就陈述。
In the hospital, I was making my narrative to this police officer of Secret Service.
我说你们可以逮捕我。
I said you can arrest me.
但是你要逮捕我之前，应该要听我陈述，看我的证据。
But before you arrest me, you have to hear my narrative and to inspect the evidence.
你们现在没有听我陈述，也没有看我证据，你就逮捕我。
And now you didn't hear my narrative and didn't see any evidences, and you'd like to arrest me.
但是警察并没有在他的报告里面写到我这个陈述，他只是说我为什么受伤，是因为保安袭击我导致的。
But the police officers didn't write this into their report, but only with the content why, like the cause of why I got wounded. It's because the safety guard had attacked me.
然后就我的伤口没有受到任何的处理，就把我从医院送到2区警察局的看守所。
Without treating of my open wounds, I was sent to the detainment center of the police of the police department of the police department in 2nd zone of Washington D.C.
看守所也没有给我提供正式的翻译。
And the detainment center didn't provide me with official interpreter.
也没有向我宣读我的权利。
And neither did they declare to me my rights.
然后大约我在2区看守所大约半个小时以后，我就被送到中央看守所。
After I've been staying in the detainment center of the 2nd zone of the police department of DC, I was sent to the detainment center. I was sent to the central detainment center.
我在中央看守所才第一次有获得了正式的中文翻译。
And at the central detainment center, I first have had access to an official Mandarin interpreter.
我就向看守所拿了一些止血铁来贴我的伤口。
And I asked, I took some of the healing, I took some of the, I'm so sorry. Yes. Oh. Just. Okay. I took some. I took from there some of the wound plaists to stop my bleeding.
我在看守所被关了2夜3天。
I was detained in the detention center for 3 days and 2 nights.
在法庭是扣上了手铐、脚镣、腰链，上堂的。
And to the court, I was brought to the court with a handcuff, foot cuffs, and the chain, the metal chain, in my waist.
我被诬告以后，被那个检察官控我3项罪名。
I was suited for 3 items of crimes during this malicious false accusation.
第1项是袭击 抢手机。
The first is attacking or assaulting and grabbing a phone.
第二项是袭警，
The second is attacking police.
第三项是拒捕，
The third is refuse to be arrested.
另外还给我下了2张禁止令，禁止我去中国大使馆和大使官邸。
Besides, I was granted 2 orders of restriction, restricted me from going to the Chinese embassy as well as the residency of ambassador.
我从法院开庭以后释放，就去到2区看守所2区警察局取回我的手机。
I went to the police station of the second zone in DC after I was released through this court trial.
但是我的执法，我这个随身的录像仪一直扣留在白宫特勤局。
But this pocketable video recorder was detained all the time in the by the security service of White House.
我拿回我的手机，看到我手机上面拍了1分52秒的录像，就证实我没有抢人家的手机，也没袭击徐学渊，也没抢徐学渊的手机，是徐学渊袭击我，抢我手机。
As I saw what I've taken as video in my phone for the time of 1 minute and 52 seconds, I noticed that they showed that I didn't grab the phone of Xu Xueyuan, but she did snatched away my phone. I didn't attack him or I didn't assault her. On the contrary, she did on me.
我就马上把我这个视频的链接发给我的政府律师，让他马上把这个视频转给这个检察官。
I then sent immediately this video to the government, to my governmental attorney, so that it can be furthered to the DA.
但是律师一直拖了将近半个月，也没依照我的请求把这个视频发给那个检察官。
But this attorney was hanging on all the time for a half month without sending it to the prosecutor.
我就通过白宫特勤局的法务部，让他马上把我这个视频链接发给这个检察官。这个视频证明我没有抢徐学渊的手机，也没有袭击徐学渊。
That I sent this video to the legal service department of the Secret Service with the link, the online link of the video, to verify that I didn't attack Xu Xueyuan and didn't snatch her phone away.
而且一直提醒检察官，还有美国特勤局，我们向他有关的部门反映，由于特勤局还扣留了我这个随身录像仪，所以我们很担心这个随身录像仪里面拍的证据给特勤局销毁了。
So we were reminding the Secret Service and the prosecutor that's about the facts, and we were worrying that this portable recorder with the evidence in it could be destroyed by the Secret Service.
因为特勤局它有销毁我们视频证据的历史。
Because the Secret Service had a history of destroying our video evidences.
在座的这个艾芙蓉，他的行车记录仪就曾经让美国白宫特勤局非法搜查以后，把它的里面的视频给销毁了。
Mr. Ai Fu-rong, sitting among us, has experienced that his video record was destroyed by the Secret Service.
还有蔡秀玲，让特勤局非法逮捕的时候，也是把他的录像机里面的视频销毁了。这个视频是证明，蔡秀玲没有犯罪的视频给销毁了。
And Mrs. Tsai Xiu-ling has suffered the similar facts upon her illegal arrest through the Secret Service. She was the video recorder she was using, and with the contents in it, and the contents which can show that she didn't do any illegal things was destroyed by the Secret Service.
所以我也很担心，我这个录像仪里面的视频给销毁了。
So I was worrying very much that the contents of my portable recorder would also be destroyed by the Secret Service.
后来我就觉得这个律师，不是很配合我的需求，我就决定不要律师，我要自诉。
After I found that this government attorney is not very cooperative with my requirements, I decided to reject using this attorney and to do my own response to in this suit.
因为我知道我的证据就会证明我是无辜的。
Because I know my evidences will show I'm innocent.
美国是个司法独立的国家，
The United States is a country of independent jurisdiction.
在8月3号准备开庭的时候的8月2号，美国政府就撤销了我的控告，所有控罪。
And the American government withdrawed withdrawn all the accusation against me on August the 2nd, before the time for court trial.
这个案子里面证实了徐学渊和那个大使馆请的美国保安对我合谋犯罪。
And this case is verifying that Xu Xueyuan and the security guard employed by the Chinese embassy, they are doing together crime on me.
因为保安的证词里面，他的做伪证的证词里面说，他看见我抓徐学渊的手，抢徐学渊的手机，并且气势汹汹的要逼近徐学渊，但是从这个视频里面，我根本没有这么做。
Because the security guard said that I was I was stretching my hand to Xu Xueyuan. I was snatching her phone away, and I was nearing to Xu Xueyuan in a ferocious ferocious state, but I didn't do that.
徐学渊不仅诬告我，他最主要的就是欺诈了美国政府，欺诈了美国司法机关。
Xu Xueyuan has not only falsely accused me through slandering, but also was cheating the American government as well as the American judicial organs.
也触犯了美国的妨外司法公正的重罪。
And she also suspects suspects of obstruction of the severe severe crime of obstruction of judiciary justice.
徐学渊他利用他有外交豁免权，
Xu Xueyuan, who is abusing the fact that she has diplomatic immunity,
毫无掩饰的、肆无忌惮的在美国土地上进行犯罪。
and she's committing crimes relentlessly and and fearlessly.
还有随后的一系列的袭击访民、辱骂访民的事情发生。
And all those facts of her her behavior, Syria, attacking, cursing the Chinese petitioners. Later.
在我这个冤案里面，不但的涉及了中国大使馆的2号人物徐学渊。
In my case of injustice, involved is repeatedly the second important member of the Chinese embassy, Minister Xu Xueyuan.
他对我的诬告还涉及到了美国保安公司那个保安员做伪证、欺骗美国政府的犯罪行为。
And her false accusation against me involves also the criminal behavior of the security guard hired through the American security company, making perjury to the American government.
也涉及到了美国国务院，还有美国特勤局、2区警察局，他们不罔顾程序，罔顾我应有的权利。
怎么样？
就是也涉及到美国国务院、美国白宫特勤局、2区警察局，他们罔顾我的权利，不向我提供翻译，也不告诉我的权利的情况下面就把我逮捕了。
It also involves the fact that security service and Department of State they ignored my rights and without providing me with an interpreter, they arrested me.
下一步我准备联系我的律师，准备要对徐学渊提起诉讼。
And from now on, I will contact my attorney to raise my suit.
向做伪证袭击我的保安诉讼。
And will make lawsuit against the security guard who was making perjury and was attacking me.
像无故违反程序、罔顾我的权利的美国国务院、美国白宫特勤局，还有2区警察局提起诉讼。
Have you raised lawsuit against
他们也问问题。
the U.S. Secret Service,
แล้วถึง
the
จะ會問你嘅
Department
老
of
翻
State, and
你聽
the Department of
多謝大家就得
Police
㗎啦
of the Second Zone who ignored my rights.
像我先讲到这里，如果大家有问题问，请问。
And so far, to make my speech, there's any question that you can raise.
Thank you very much. My name is Evan Ingram. I'm from the Asahi Shimbun. Thanks for the presentations and for the very compelling testimony today. It's very much appreciated. I just had a couple of quick questions, sort of more background questions. One, is there anything that unites the petitioners here prior to the injustice that they faced in China? In other words, were they ever part of the same group prior to losing their property or otherwise, having their rights violated in China?
我是来自日本朝日新闻的记者Evan Ingram，非常感谢你们提供的这个展示和你们的问题的解答。我有一个问题，就是我想知道，在这一切这个事情之前，你们在中国是不是因为有什么样的共同的情况把你们结合在一起？比如说在中国，你们是否来自于同一个组织，或者是经历了什么同样的事情，这样使你们在此之前就已经联系到一起了？
我来回答。
我来回答。
谢谢季节先生。我们这群访民呢，都是在中国的时候，受到了那个强拆呀，或者是那个强调财产的，就是司法不公，就是来翻译。
So we are the petitioners who were robbed with assets or separate from judiciary injustice.
他们都在法律上受到了不公平的待遇。
So we were all treated with unfair in the court legal not by law.
我们这是一个没有组织的一个松散型的访民。
We are an unorganized, loose petitioners.
就是由于在中国国内解决不了的问题，我们现在想把中国的法治的问题推到国际舞台上来解决。
So for the problems we cannot solve in China, we'd like to push it onto the international stage for resolution.
所以呢，希望呢，中国政府正视这种情况。这些访民都已经在美国已经待了很长时间了，可是一直没有得到解决问题。
So we hope that the Chinese government will have keep an eye of justice on it, because we, the petitioners living in America, for many years and with our issues, our cases unsolved for so long.
也希望各个媒体朋友帮我们大力宣传。把这个希望中国能够法治尽快解决海外访民的问题推出去。
We also hope that friends from the media will make a intensive, powerful information for us, so that our problems could be solved as soon as possible. So that our issues could be pushed outside here.
让这些访民能够过上正常的生活。
To let the petitioners to live a normal life.
谢谢。
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple of follow-ups, if I might. So, would it be fair then to say that the petitioners did not know each other in China, but they faced similar circumstances in China, and they met here in the United States? Also, they're not bound, for example, by religious affiliation or some other cause. Is that true?
那么也就是不是可以说，那么这些访民们在中国是互相不认识，他们是在美国见到的，也并不是一个比如说，也并不是通过宗教信仰或者其他的原因而结合在一起的。
你说的很对，这些都是在中国不认识的。
You are totally right. We don't know each other in China.
但是他们都受到中国政府的那种司法腐败的欺压。
But we were all suppressed by the corruption of jurisdiction in China.
所以他们现在走到一起来了。
So we come together now.
希望我们是希望集合我们各个这个苦难的访民，能够团结在一起，逼迫中国政府正视我们的问题。
We hope that we can unify the petitioners who suffered a lot so that the Chinese government will seriously deal with our problems.
中国有这样的情况很多，就像在北京，中国的上访局每一天都有几千人、几万人的去往北京去上诉。
Similar cases are very obvious in China. For example, in Beijing, the National Bureau for Petition will in front of them there are thousands of there are thousands or even hundreds there's several thousand or several 10,000 people coming from everywhere in the whole country there for petitioning.
在中国全国像这种情况的有超过3000万的人民。
In China, the people suffering suffering from the similar situations are over 30 million.
你看，一个3000个都牵连了很多家庭啊，兄弟姐妹，所以呢，这是一个中国现在最严重的，就有紧迫的解决问题的这个很大的责任。
So and it is involved with the whole the families and the affiliates, the friends. So it is one of the most this is one of the most problems which need to be solved with emergency.
这个3000多万人变成牵连的事情，牵连的这个责任变成了超过过亿了，可是他们一直都没有解决的办法，这是中国现在面临着最严重的问题，整个国家的稳定是非常重要。
This is the most serious. This is the most serious problem which China is now facing. For it is about the safety of the country. For it will get involved with this over 30 million people. With their family members, which will be totaling about the people of more than 100 million.
Just one more, if I might. In the case of Ms. Xiaojie, who was pushed down and is now in the hospital, Was her case reported to the police here in the United States or to the federal government? If so, was the video of that incident shown to the police? And what has been the police's response?
我这里如果你不介意的话，问一个问题，就是关于乔杰女士呢，她是被打倒在地送到医院，她的案件有没有被报到警察那里，报到联邦政府？那警方的反应又是什么？
非常感谢你提这个问题啊。乔杰的案件已经由特勤局当时就立案了，而且给了我们案件号。
Thank you for your question. Mrs. Qiao Jie's issue is that right there the police established a case and was giving us a case number.
那么案件号的那个应该是在电脑当中啊。当时的警察，就特勤局的这个警察就说，我看到那个就是中国大使馆的一个年轻警官，把他打倒了。
So the case number should be included in the videos, and from the video, one young police officer of Secret Service was saying that I saw she was pushed down by a embassy member.
对。
Concretely, more accurately to say, I saw as that's we see and hear from the video. The police officer says she got pushed down. She got pushed down.
我们要求特勤局的警官依照美国的法律抓捕打人凶手。
We require that the police officer of the Secret Service will arrest the hitman by law.
但是那个警官在视频里有说一句话，就说他们逃回了中国大使馆的官邸，我们没有办法抓他。
But as shown in the video, the police officer was saying that they run back into the Chinese embassy. We cannot arrest him.
那在乔杰被打的前几天，还有另外一个案件号，就是王春燕女士被大使馆的官员不仅骂，而且也打。
The one day before the case of Mrs. Qiao Jie, there's another case number of the case about the fact that Mrs. Wang Chunyan was not only cursed by the Chinese embassy members, but also was also beaten by them.
那个案子也有案件号。
This case has also its case number.
我现在手机在直播，所以我没办法拿
Because
出来。
I'm now making the live broadcasting with my mobile phone, I cannot search it out for you.
那么3个当时参与打人的使馆的叫做大使馆的工作人员，也是他们的安保警察，穿便衣的。
And 3 of the people who took part in this beating, they are the security members and in plain clothes.
他们的那个工作证还是身份证，因为我们看不到，就是他不让我们过去，都被那个特勤局记录在案。
And their IDs, either could be their identity card or their employee cards, which can now be seen by us on spot, were all recorded by the police officers.
那这2天，我和艾芙蓉，包括金月花，也都在被攻击的范围之内，也是被害人。
And I, together with Mr. Ifrong and Mrs. Ji Yuehua, together with me, we are also the victim. We are also the victims of the attacks in those 2 days.
8月11号那天，在现场有一个骂人骂得最欢，而且做 很多猥亵动作的一个大使馆的官员，被特勤局的警官给扣了，戴上铐子了，当着很多人的面戴上手铐子，他因为还偷了陈述馆的喇叭。
One of the members of the Chinese embassy who was obviously who was making especially obvious dirty words, cursing us and doing indecent activities of indecent gestures of obscenity, was arrested and handcuffed by the Secret Service in front of us.
但是非常遗憾，美国国务院外国官员保护司的官员也穿着警服来到现场。
But what a pity is that the officials in police uniform of the Department of Diplomatic Mission Protection of the Department of State came.
非常遗憾的把这些不知道他们有豁免权还是没豁免权的人都给放掉了。
And they released these people without knowing or notifying us if they have diplomatic immunity or not.
非常希望在座的这个记者，熟悉美国法律的记者，能够通过你们的采访，让我们知道他们的身份到底有豁免权还是没有豁免权。
Hoping heartedly that the journalists who are familiar with laws and regulations in the United States will try to help us by finding out if these people have diplomatic immunity or not.
我们非常不理解的是，美国国务院的安保司的工作人员，和他们的高级领导谢尔曼，为什么要把在大使馆前面的公共花园，王春燕女士和陈树广先生所搭建的帐篷，进行请愿和抗议的帐篷给拆掉了。
We don't understand at all why the officials of the Security Department of the Department of State, they have demolished the tent in front of the Chinese embassy where or in which Mr. Chen Shuguang was living for protesting activities.
他们违反了美国的宪法，把大使馆门前的公园到现在还用铁栏杆圈上，其目的就是为了满足大使馆官员的提出的要求。
And they made a fencing with metal rails around the public garden at the Chinese embassy, and they are making breach of the U.S. Constitution.
这种行为不仅
Or are they only going to make the Chinese embassy satisfied with that?
这种行为不仅违反了美国的宪法，
And this kind of behavior does not only break the U.S. Constitution,
也把美国的公共财产划成美国国务院的私产，以进行阻止我们的和平抗议，等于把美国的权利度让给中国大使馆的官员。
but it's also transferring the public assets to the private assets of the Department of State, which means the transferring of rights of the 把
什么权利都让给
美国的公共财产、公共地产、公共这个土地，划成国务院的私产，等于把美国的权利都让给中国大使馆的官员。
It's equal to transferring the public assets, the public rights of the assets of America to the Chinese embassy.
从而实现大使馆官员跨境镇压我们这些和平请愿的人。
So that it realizes the transnational repression of the Chinese embassy against us, the peaceful petitioner.
他们的行为等于违反了美国宪法。那中国访民的行为，从王春燕不认罪开始，一直到陈世广今天的这个被打被抓，揭露他们对证据的毁灭和不认可。
So their activities, their behaviors breaking the American Constitution, and our activities from the non-consent to crime of Mrs. Wang Chunyan until today, Mr. Chen Shuguang's activities until the facts of their trying to destroy the evidences for involved with Mr. Chen Shuguang.
还有艾福荣先生站在刘贺车前面以后，被移民局抓去2个多月，他有合法的身份，审查1个小时就足够了，他有合法身份证件已经拿出来，但是为了满足大使馆的报复，关了艾福荣2个多月，接近3个月。
And in the case involves Mr. Ai Furong, who was arrested and detained by the Secret Service, by the Immigration Service for more than 2 months and even almost 3 months, while he has his legal identity, which could be verified in 1 hour, and that is only to satisfy the hatred and revenge view of the Chinese embassy.
他们污染了中国的法治环境，也污染着美国的法治环境。
They polluted the environment of legal system in China, and they are now polluting the environment of law of legal system in United States of America.
我们将对上述的所有的案件进行彻底的违宪审查、追诉。
We'll raise the inspection, the check of anti-constitution investigation for all the above mentioned cases.
美国正因为开启了宪政，开启了违宪审查，才有了在世界上最伟大的、自由的、民主的、法治的、人权的光环。
And just because that United States has opened the way of inspection of breaking the Constitution, so it has opened the door of the greatest democracy and human rights.
但是时常我们要警惕那些想破坏美国法治环境的那些恶徒。
Always we should be aware, we should be alarmed, vigilant of these thugs who like to make breeze of the American laws.
和那些在政府机构当中跟中国大使馆腐败的外交官员们勾结在一起迫害人权的美国官员。
As well as beware of that these diplomatic or non-diplomatic officials serving in the American government who was colluding with corrupted Chinese officials to prosecute human rights in America.
让我们一起联起手来，让美国重新伟大，让美国的宪法更加的闪闪发光。
Let's join hand in hand to make America great again, to make the American Constitution in its glorious again.
因为它对生活在美国土地上的，无论是美国人，还是中国人，还是非洲人，还是南美人，还是欧洲人，还是中东人，每一个人的意义都非常重大。
Because it has in-depth meaning for, such an important meaning for all the people who are living in this, on these lands, whether you are from Europe, from Middle East, from Asia, from South America, or anywhere.
谢谢，今天的发布会到此结束，感谢各位。
And this is the end of today's press conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.